Hey y'all, I wanted to make a disclaimer before this video starts. The incidents that were going on this night, what led up to it, I don't speak about it in this episode. So you're going to hear me say some things that you would think is the reason why we end up where we were at, but that's not it. I started at the end. Y'all check it out. I'm going to bring you back up front. It's your boy, the furniture guy. It's part of my life. Call it what you want. Hey.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the furniture guy. Listen, today's episode is going to be a little different. I want to talk about some things that been going on behind the scenes in my life. As I told y'all in the first episode, it's going to be a roller coaster ride. You know, I'm just taking y'all with me through some of the experiences that I've had in life. And this one particular experience that I've been going through behind the scenes is with one of the most known organizations in the world. You know, I mean, it's like when you go up against this organization, you know, it's like no one's going to see any wrong of the organization. Just, you know what I'm saying, just you. You know, but there comes a time when you feel like, hey, I'm going to stand up for something. Because in life, it's either you're going to stand up for something or you're going to fall for anything. And the way I see it is, you know, I ain't falling for anything. But anyway, about a month and a half ago, the church, the pastor and his congregation, at the time they were his goons, but the church, the pastor and his congregation rolled up on me about 15 to 20 feet. And, you know, when I say, you know, they came with the intentions, allegedly, to talk. But, when I take y'all through this scenario, I want y'all to respond and to tell me if you think their intentions were to talk. It's been a very sensitive subject to me. Kind of shied away from it, wanted to stay away from it. But, you know, it's my truth. And the longer I keep this on my chest, I remain a prisoner of myself. So in order for me to be free, or to free myself from this whole situation, I got to let it out the best way that I know how. You know, this is not a diss, this is not an expose, it's the truth. You know, but they rolled up on me, about 15 deep, you know, and give me a few minutes, I'm going to get right back to y'all. So yeah, they rolled up on me about 15 deep, and you know, I had came through, and something told me that, you know, something was about to go down. I just felt it in my spirit. This is before I realized, you know, what was going on. So I come to the house, and I was circling the block, and I seen one of the armor bearers and his wife. They were sitting in the lot, backed in. It was kind of late, around about 10 o'clock. And when I seen them, I said, something ain't right. So I circled around, come back, park my car, I jumps into my truck. And at this time, I noticed the pastor pulling up in his car. But he didn't pull up right where I was at. He pulled up over in the area of the church. Because anybody that knows, I lived next door to the church. Yeah, I lived in the home right next to the church. So when he pulled over, I was pulling out in my truck. Because again, I had pulled up. I seen something. I jumped in my truck. I was pulling off. But as I was pulling off, this brother who, you know, who pretends to be a man of God, you know, and even his congregation, he got them following him, believing the shit he's saying. And, you know, he begins to walk across the church lot toward me. He begins to walk toward me. Now, you know, in life, body language is a huge percentage of communication. And when I seen him coming toward me as I was in my truck, he had on a white t-shirt, some black slacks, and church shoes. Now, when I first seen him, I immediately thought he's being aggressive. He comes to I thought to fight. So I backed my truck up, and as he was approaching, the armor bearer that I seen sitting in the lot and another armor bearer of his was also approaching with him. Now, the armor bearer that I seen sitting in the lot, his body language was basically, to be there to keep the peace. The other one, he's a little bit, he's a little more indoctrinated. He really ain't thinking for himself too much, and he don't know me. He just, following behind his savior. And as they are approaching me, the pastor, he knows me, he tells them, stay back. Stay back. That's what he says to them. So, when he tell them to stay back, I'm thinking, well, damn. All right. Let's see what this is about. So they stay back. They listen to his command. And once he gets over to me, I immediately go into defense mode. I get out the truck, and my first question to him is this what you want? And I meant that. I meant, is this what you want in any type of way, any type of form or fashion that he was in his mind coming to bring it? Anybody that know me, I'm a peaceful man, but I'm definitely not a soft guy. And, I laugh and joke and try to be peaceful with people, but hey, I can get upset as well, and I don't mind throwing hands. I've been like that all my life, whether you know it or not. So I asked him, is this what you want? Because he know that's what I'm about if we got to do that. So he says to me, no, that ain't what I come to do. I didn't come to fight, but if that's what you want to do, then let me go change my shoes. Now, anybody from, grew up like we did, grew up like I did, not necessarily the streets, just the way we grew up, the neighborhoods that we grew up, we know, it's certain things we're not going to let you do. And, if we going to fight, let's do it now. I ain't waiting on you to take your shirts off and, your pants changing over. He said he need to go back to his car to change his shoes. He'll fight, but he ain't gonna fight in his shirt shoes. He gonna go back to change his car. He gonna go back to his car to change his shoes. So I say to him immediately, "Oh no, sir, I'm not letting you walk back to your car, cause I don't know what the man got in his car. I have no idea what he got in his car." I said, "No, I'm not about to let you walk back to your car. We can do this now." So I say that, and then I follow him back over toward give me a second, y'all. Yeah, so I follows him back over toward the church. And that could have been a mistake in itself. Because you don't follow no man, you could be following him into a trap. And mind you, like I told you, he had two other men walking with him toward me that stayed back. Now, in the process of all this going on, about 4 cars pulls up. Now, I'm speaking on that because, they said their intentions were to come and talk. This is 10:30 at night on a Sunday night. If you came to talk, why in the world did all these people come with you? Now, I'm by myself. I'm by myself. And they know it. Because again, I live next door. They come into my home, but the church is next door and that's their home. So I'm following them back over there, and by this time everybody done got out their cars. And I done assessed the scene. I'm looking like, okay, I see, yeah. I see that car, tinted windows, I can't see who in there. Somebody sitting in that car. I can't really tell. But I done peeped the whole scene. And hey, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all the rest on part 2, but I always remember this. A soldier dies but one death, but a coward dies 1,000. And that's the ground I stood on out there that night. Hey, it's a roller coaster ride. It's your boy, the furniture guy. You wait till I get to the second. It's going to trip y'all out, man. Might make y'all look at the city different. Literally. All right.
Check this out here. This is the bomb. It is the bomb. I'm talking about good. Oh my God. Gotta get out, man. Hey y'all, it's just a quick little break from the story, but y'all check these out. Gotta come to Charlotte to get it though. Just a little quick break from the story. Yeah, know y'all enjoying it. People love controversy, so hey, but it's the truth.
Yeah, so, I followed him over there. I stood 10 toes. All his people was out there. His faithful followers. And again, like I said, I had assessed the whole situation as far as who was out there and what I could see in the cars that had tinted windows. So we arguing, going back and forth. We saying things. We talking about, what transpired to get all this in the making. And during our argument, I say to him, because at some point in time, his sister-in-law had went on social media and said that I was jealous and always been a snake of him. And in my mind, I said, there ain't no way. Not me. Not to him. So I say to him, boy, you been jealous of me. It's my son I'm talking to. But anyway, he come out of his mouth. Now, this what threw me for a loop. He come out of his mouth and he say, no, you been jealous of me. You always wanted my wife. Now, that really bothered me. And when he said it, his wife was standing there. Everybody trying to explain to me what happened, and they trying to state they case or whatever. But when he said that, I looked toward his wife, because throughout our relationship, he and I felt like I was the only man that he could trust to be around his wife in a private setting. I will always say I'm the only man that he could leave his wife with and not try anything with his wife. I meant that. I always been that way toward them. But when I looked at her, it took the cake. When I looked at her and I said, have I ever tried to holler at you? Have I ever tried to holler at you? And what she would say next would blow my damn mind. She looked at me and she said, now I don't know now, Terrell. You remember that time? No, first of all, when she said, I don't know now, Terrell, in my mind, in the words of Floyd Gotti, I said, oh, baby. I couldn't believe it. When she said that, because I expected her to say, he ain't never tried to talk to me. That's what I expected her to say, because that was the truth. Instead, she said, there was a time where I came and kneeled beside their bed, meaning her bed and his bed in their home. Said I came and kneeled beside the bed and said, what's up? I'm trying to see if you're faithful to your husband. I couldn't believe it. Oh baby, that's all that was in my head. I was furious because she was lying and I couldn't understand why. You know, and as you know, she's saying this, you know, I'm talking to pastors. Both of them are pastors. I'm going off. I'm cussing them to the floor. And I say, listen, I ain't trying to disrespect you. He say, I know you're not going to disrespect. Now, he crazy about that woman. I ain't even going to lie. He crazy about her. Didn't like that. Jump off a bridge for her. Because that's what he was doing in that moment. She done tricked him. Got him thinking his homeboy. Then got it. And so, come to find out, you know, I'm saying to her, she an MFing liar. Why are you lying? Why you put that in his head? You a liar. You know you lying. And during that time, I'm going to take you back. During that time, he called me one night to come and ride with him. And I did. I always would ride with him. And we went over another friend of ours' place. And he, you know, we was going. He had some suspicion. He thought that his wife was doing something. So as when we got over there, I told him, I said, listen, I'm gonna get out, you know, go check, see what's up, you know. Let me go. So I was driving a van at that time. I get out, I walk up to the window. I look in there, I see her. You know, I see her with this guy, you know, and I'm like, oh, shit. You know, I'm feeling a certain way, like, dang, I can't go back and tell him this. So I go back to the van, I say, I ain't see nothing, bro. I'm trying to protect his heart, because that's a hurting feeling. You know what I'm saying? He already knew it, but, you know, to catch it, whew, it's a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying, to catch it. So when I told him I ain't seen nothing, he decided he wanted to go check on his own, which he did. He went back to the window that I checked at because he didn't want to listen to me. He looked in there, and all I know is he took his forearm, busted out the girl window, busted out the girl apartment window. And when I tell you he went off, and I was there with him. I ran up there with him. The dude struck out at the back door. He going off, blanking as he should. He had every right to do so. Don't know what led up to that point for her to, you know, step outside of what they had, but you know she did. So he blanking, he going off, and I'm telling him, bro, let's go. You know, hey, you seen it. It is what it is. Let's go. Police coming. He didn't want to go. So eventually the police came and they arrested him. So I'm sitting in the apartment with her and you know, the other girl that's there, sitting in the apartment with him, and I'm like, man, why you do this, man? What in the world? You know? And she say to me, hey, he know, you know, stuff ain't been right. And she was talking about the bedroom. That's what she said. You know, man, these facts, man, I ain't making up nothing. You know, so, and the reason why I bring this up, because after that happened, you know, of course there was going to be some trust issues, and they eventually, you know, began to work it out. He would tell me to ride by, you know, when he would have to go out of town, ride by, check and see, you know, everything kosher. make sure ain't nobody, no cars there. But I don't ever remember going in. I would just ride by. I ain't see no car, because I ain't never want to see that. So I ain't never want to have to call him and be like, yo, bro, somebody, So when she said, I said, I wanted to see was she being faithful. In my mind, I didn't think about it at the time because I wasn't processing everything until after the fact. I said, well, damn, why would I ask you if you're being faithful? I was just trying to test you to see if you're being faithful when you were not being faithful. We just caught you. So why in the world I'm going to ask you? I'm just trying to see if you being faithful to your husband and in a sense to get at the woman. And that's what she was trying to do. So she done put this in his head. He had this in his head for years. And according to him and the people that's out there, he wasn't tripping about it. But if we was like we was supposed to be, he's supposed to got at me. That's what I would have done. But I never done that to that man. And that woman had that in his head. So, I'm tripping off of that. Still going off. Can't believe she said it. She trying to fight me. She rushing me, he rushing everybody. I'm standing out there like, man, y'all ain't finna do shit. Y'all ain't finna do nothing. Y'all just doing all this wolfing and going, y'all ain't about to do nothing. We going at it. So, hey, I'm going to get back to y'all. Yeah, so, we going at it. And I realized, we was just doing a lot of screaming, both of us, saying everything we had to say, and she keep trying to rush me, and she got her, whatever they call them people, they like armor bearers to the women, they grabbing her, the whole choir out there, they all on their side, man. They ain't trying to hear shit I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? They don't care nothing about me, how I'm feeling, so, and I'm feeling like, hell, they wrong, he wrong, and so, eventually her mother and father come. They're pastors also. And I respect these people at the end of the day. We all men and women. And, hey, I don't look at no other man as being, higher than me. I don't look up to no man. I ain't got no big homies. Ain't no leaders, nobody lead me, none of that. No overseers, none of that. And I really believe that's what the problem was. I was really, my mental was way too strong, and I really didn't have no business joining, but I did it because I was there to protect a friend. Something had happened years ago where they let a young man come into church and bum rush him. And I felt some sort of way about that. So I'm like, I ain't want to be no armor bearer, but I'm gonna sit up here, and I'm gonna, if anything go down, I'm willing to, be a part of his defense. And, that's the way it always been. But I wasn't really churchy, man, and they'll tell you that. So, the mother and father, they out there, and the mother and father-in-law out there. And, I ain't changing my stance. I'm still going off, saying what I got to say, saying it how I want to say it. And they trying to calm us all down, and, they decide, hey, let's just leave. He ain't going to leave, and it's going to continue to go on. So, I walked back to my truck. Finally, I finally walked back to my truck. And this joker say, I don't care. He mentioned, he either told me to go to hell or he either said, you better hope you don't die and go to hell. Same thing. But that shit don't move me. And that's what I was telling, boy, I don't even, come on, bro. I don't even believe like that. So that ain't working with me. You got to use that on somebody who it worked with. It wasn't working with me. So I walked back to the truck, and he see me, and he say, I don't care nothing about that gun. I'm ready to die. I'm prepared to die. I can, and then he said something about calling somebody on the phone. I think I had picked up my phone or whatever, but I ain't had nobody come over there. I was by myself. I stood on my own 10. I didn't fear them or they didn't scare me. So I wasn't getting nobody else in the business because I felt like I can handle it. So he said, You call the I'm gonna call somebody. I told him, I said, who you gonna call? You can't call me. I'm the one who you used to call. Who you gonna call? Who you call? So he thinking I'm finna pull out a gun. I ain't thinking about no pistol. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I know, his other armor bearer pull up. Now this is a good brother, you know, but he just doing what he asked to do because he's a follower of that organization. But he is one of the brothers that carry pistols. You know what I'm saying? So he pulls up. About this time, it's done the escalate. I mean, it done calmed down, and they leave, and a couple of them stay back to talk to me. And that was it, man. But I'm keep bringing y'all back. How we ended up there. But I got a phone call from I was feeling a certain way. So I told one of them, brother, I say, listen, I ain't gonna forget that. That girl lied on me, and I can't believe she lied on me, and I still stick to that to this day. She lied on me for whatever reason she did it. I said, and then if she don't apologize, I'm gonna go live, and tell people, expose them. Church folk ain't supposed to be acting like that. Now, regardless of whether I believe like they believe like that. So why are y'all acting like that? So I get a phone call from her, y'all. I'll tell y'all about it next time. I'm gone.
That night was wild. I think it was 12 o'clock at night before we finally stopped, man. But I'd have never thought they were going to come at me like that. It's crazy. But y'all get ready, because the next episode going to be mind-blowing. Anybody would have been upset if they had to go through what I did. Holla at y'all. It's your boy, the Furniture Guy. Like, subscribe. Just check me out.